lyrics during that production. Our director, a chief crown prosecutor. Oh my god, like a DA. Got his friend and fellow lawyer. I like that. I like that. First off, I just have a hard time imagining.
Guess Gaia hasn't been able to restore access yet.
I just have a hard time imagining a DA, like...
Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your room.
Didn't I find this before?
Thought you would appreciate a private space of your own.
That was thoughtful of them. It was pretty weird talking to Beta, seeing someone who looks like me. Even though it seems like she doesn't act anything like me.
That's fair.
For that matter.
Oh. Can we, I want to just see what... There we go.
Varl found me after the Hades Proving Lab. I thought I saw Rost.
Aww.
I don't think he'd understand any of this.
No.
Or what I have to do. But still. Wish he was here.
Oh. For your sake, I wish he was here too.
Regala's attack at the embassy. The marshals ambushed and surrounded, killed one by one. Reminds me of the massacre at the Proving.
Yeah.
Back in the Sacred Lands.
Yeah.
So many lives wasted. And for what?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Is that an ember? Glowing right there? One of our gifts from the boys. That Ember's plotline is perhaps one of my favorites. I love that. I love that so much. Oh, we got a new update from Arend.
Yeah?
Oh.
How are things going around here?
Hey, you tell me. Varl's new
Didn't I just
girlfriend tried to kill
do
me
this?
earlier.
So I hear.
I made one joke about how they, you know, how does anyone fight with nothing but tree leaves?
From the looks of it,
Didn't we
Yeah,
just cover
well,
this?
just...
I thought we talked about this.
And I'll
Oh.
let you know if I find out anything more about the Sons of Prometheus.
Same here.
Thank you. I should go, First off, where's Varl? Right, that's not the direction. This is, right? Is Varl not down here? Where's Varl?
It's locked. Well, I guess Beta wants her privacy for now. Wonder if Varl's in there with her.
There we go. That at least answers my question. Varl, if anybody, would be able to comfort her, so... Well, let's give Aether to Gaia. That gets us 2 pieces. Is my phone going off again? No.
Aloy, I'm glad you have returned, and I see you have recovered Ether.
Yep. Oh, I do have,
Error. Data missing.
Oh, I see. But at least I can see where all the drones are, I guess. Do I just talk to her first? Or do I have to go through the console? I'll go through the console and maybe I'll have new information to be shared. But there's Aether. Now we're gonna have to deal with the Zeniths again, aren't we? Thank you.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Oh god.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Okay.
Got it. Hey, Gaia. Me again?
Welcome back, Aloy. Where shall we resume?
Companions?
How's Katalo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him. In an effort to remedy this, I have discussed a potential solution with him.
Okay.
I believe he will want to fill you in on the details.
Got it.
A
Okay.
solution? I'll check in with him when I can then.
Telling you, weapon arm. That's where we're going with this.
How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming.
Of course.
However, due to Zoe's perseverance, we may have a workaround.
Yeah, she filled me in. Sounds promising.
Good.
Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Yeah, a lot.
Indeed. While studying old world data,
Yay!
Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism.
Me!
She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this
Oh,
lifestyle.
no.
And how did that go?
Not well.
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
There we go. I might be a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian of 23. Yeah, 23 years. I do not try to make my partners become vegetarian. But I do have a rule where it's I will not cook meat dishes for you. Both because I find them a little bit physically disgusting, but I can willingly overlook that if it's like, you're cooking it and you need me to watch it or whatever. But the other reason for that is I do not know how to cook meat dishes safely or effectively in flavor. So I don't want to run the risk of making you sick, if that makes sense, because I don't understand the ingredients that I am working with enough. So I don't want to I'm like, so if you're going to make your own, like if you're going to make meat, I want you to make it on your own, because I know that you're going to have your own like cook to temp preferences for things like steak and burgers. But I know that you have to like cook chicken all the way through, but I don't know how to tell if you cook chicken all the way through. And I don't know what any of the meat tastes like, so I don't know what flavor combinations would go good with that and which ones would go poorly. So I'm just like, if you're going to do meat, you make it. I will make everything else that goes alongside it. So like when we do taco nights, he'll cook the beef for his tacos, but I'll prepare everything else. Like I'll saute vegetables and peppers and everything, but he has to handle the meat part of it. And he also has to be responsible for scrubbing down his dishes afterwards. Just because, again, the bacterium associated with meat dishes are what scare me more than anything. So.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus after an initial incident.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
But
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
I wonder if we're ever going to get to the point where we can make more.
So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague.
Oh.
Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do
No.
not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
Good. But yeah, I don't blame you for getting territorial in the kitchen, because I do that with certain vegetarian dishes that I make, where I'm like, this is mine. Please leave me alone. Let me make my dish. Oh geez, we have new things.
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
Of course.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too.
Yeah.
So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there. One not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan.
Yeah, I met her.
It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project. And it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world. An effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
Clever.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success.
Of course.
Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
I don't blame it.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about.
Maybe once Hephaestus is under control, we can reestablish contact.
The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s.
That
Such
makes sense.
conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures return to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
Clawback era? Okay.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants,
Of course.
as automated machinery was unreliable.
Also fair.
It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley. Until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
Yep.
When I dove down into Vegas, I found data about the man who built the dome over the city. Stanley Chen. It turns out he was a member of Far Zenith. But if he loved Vegas so much, why did he abandon it? Why not try to save it?
Probably didn't have the money
The
left.
Zeniths at their core have proven to be exceptional survivalists.
Yeah.
Faced with overwhelming odds of extinction, they chose to flee.
Even still, what he achieved. Water to the wasteland, an entire city brought back to life. 1,000 years later, the whole place was still on standby, just waiting for someone to come along and wake it up.
Yeah. Which we did.
When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis.
Yeah.
I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising.
Yeah, that checks.
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes.
Okay.
And humans received their education from the Apollo database. They would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Yeah.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time.
That would have been quite a sight.
Yeah.
It may still be possible to view some of them, should you find and reconnect the cameras to this room's console.
I'll keep a lookout.
I know where they're at. I just have to do it. Do we have more information?
Gaia,
Oh.
what was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations.
Oh.
I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Oh.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
Me
She was
too.
okay with that. She gave all of herself. The
Oh.
only one who could.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gaia. So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world. All working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations at all hours
Oh
of the day.
God.
Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within
Yeah.
a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my
1 month.
education.
Wow.
Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives.
I agree with her.
To aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
And the loss of their lives.
I'll be off.
Wow.
Farewell, for now.
I just, the magnitude of the weight of that. I'm a little, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little nervous to go talk to Varl. Is he in the main? No, he's downstairs. Huh, what? What did you do? Where is this one? Yeah, did you have?
Speak your mind.
Didn't you have something? About your arm?
I should head out.
Let there be no delay.
I thought you had the thing for. You know what? I'm sure after this we'll hear more, but I want to know what we can do to help with your at least phantom limb pain. Something. What's up?
Hi.
Oh no.
Day, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
It helped calm me too. Yeah. Back in the
I
day.
used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big.
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her.
Okay.
Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff.
Go
You know,
on.
Just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Yeah.
Go
I
on.
remember her.
On the way to Earth, The Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors.
Of course they did.
And promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough. And then, one day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff overlooking the ocean.
Huh.
It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files.
That's fine.
We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
She's
Can
kind.
you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn.
I'd agree.
She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
Probably. That, and maybe she was hoping to get her old girlfriend back? Also, it's okay. Oh, but olive oil-based fries, yes. We're gonna start with the paintings.
You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many.
They didn't interest you?
I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos.
Aw.
My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis.
Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use?
No. Any information about them was redacted.
Of course it was. Now I kind of want food.
So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view?
I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below.
It sounds
And there
beautiful.
were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an
Clever.
armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house.
Aw.
I never wanted to leave.
But clearly something changed. She probably got yelled at.
You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel?
It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches.
Of course.
I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home.
Aw.
And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it?
To them, it looked like I was still in training, toiling away, alone.
No. I have so many more questions.
What else can you tell us about Tilda?
She liked to talk about her paintings.
What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that?
She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data
makes
channel
sense.
the other Zeniths couldn't detect.
Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage?
She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses.
No, that's fair. Think of how you would approach this to yourself.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't!
okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is. When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed.
Huh.
None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
I don't think that's true.
Let's leave it at that then.
I think she's gonna sacrifice herself in the end to make sure that we succeed. That's my ongoing theory. That this will end with the death of Tilda.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take.
So
I'm out
are
there
you.
in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him. But he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Yeah.
Of course I do.
Yeah,
But
she
I don't
does.
have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
I disagree.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
I mean... I think you're being a little too rough on her. There is a focus piece. What new information do we have? Is this from Beta? It is. Alright, what you gotta say? Ugh. Aloy and Gaia want me to help figure out how to capture Hephaestus. I'd put chances of success about 0.0, but I might as well give it a think because, one, without Hef's ability to... Oh god, Creative Cloud. Without Hef's ability to make machines, the Zeniths will have us at their mercy, and two, what else am I going to do? As always, the first step to outline the problem... Of course, she's going to scientifically analyze this. Like the other subordinate functions, Hef... This is making him sound like Hugh Hefner, and it kills me. Achieved quasi-sentience when Gaia received the signal from Sirius. And when Gaia blew herself up to stop Hades, Hef fled. Looking for a new home, but unlike the other subfunctions, which seem to have taken refuge in whatever physical processors they could find, Hef hid in the globe-spanning network that connects all cauldrons in the world. Maybe because no single processor was large enough to contain it, or because it sought out the code environment it was most familiar with. Regardless, becoming a ghost in the network enabled it to pursue its twisted new mission: infiltrate cauldron production facilities, build combat units, deploy them against humans, all in an effort to protect terraforming machines from tribal hunters, which makes sense. Escalation ensues. As hunters become more adept at neutralizing killer machines, Hef makes more, bigger, better armed, deadlier machines. But this is a digression. For our purposes, the main point is that Hef isn't in one place, so Aloy can't simply find it and use the Master Override to contain it in the Gaia kernel like Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon. It can flee to any cauldron at any time. Ergo, we've got to trap it somehow, probably in a cauldron core, and cut off its access to the network. But how? As of writing this, I have literally no clue. To make matters worse, the data that Gaia provided seemed to indicate the Hef is changing. The exact methodology isn't clear to me, but its code base has expanded. That's bad news. For one thing, it could mean that its heuristic density is increasing, which would make it harder for Gaia to absorb, aka it's getting more complex. But even worse, it implies that Hef has the ability to rewrite itself, or at least parts of itself, which is terrifying. If it rewrote its access protocols, that would mean I don't even want to think about it. If it rewrote its access protocols, that means that nobody would be able to get it and it can continue to run Rogue forever. Yeah, Hef is Beta's short term for Hephaestus, but it's definitely sounding like Hugh Hefner. For sure. So, yeah, the long and the short of this is Beta wants to help. Beta, the clone of myself, who is a clone of another person, so this is a whole other clone, wants to help us take out the far Zeniths who are trying to wipe out all life on Earth. And in order to do that, we have to get Gaia, the magic-y glowy lady, upstairs. A few more pieces like Aether was. So she has Aether, Poseidon, and Minerva upstairs. Hades is permanently dead forever. Zenith has Artemis, Apollo, and one other one. I forget which one. And when you get at least 3, you should be able to collect Hephaestus. But we have to figure out how to trap him so that we can collect him, because it's not going to be as easy as we collected Aether, Demeter, and Poseidon. So...
Did you want something?
yeah, I want to try talking about something,
Hey,
and we're going to see.
I just, wanted to see how you're doing.
I'm fine.
You're not
And
fine.
look, about earlier.
Forget it. Was there anything else?
Yeah, I wanted to apologize about earlier.
So have you been able to make use of your expertise?
I guess so. Gaia transferred a lot of data on Hephaestus to study.
And
Good.
any insights?
It looks like it's been modifying its code, increasing in size and complexity over the years. There's a lot to analyze still.
That's
Okay,
fair.
well, keep at it, I guess.
This is the kindest conversation I think these two have ever had.
So have you been upstairs at all?
Not really. Varl sometimes comes down here to talk. He keeps asking if I'm okay.
She's not
I
used to
thought he only
people.
wanted to know about my productivity, but it's almost like he actually wants to talk to me.
He does actually
Yeah.
want to talk to
I
you.
think he does.
Congrats, honey. You've got friends. This is how it works. The extroverts kidnap the introverts, and now we're all
Have
friends.
you talked with anyone else in the base?
Probably not.
Speak with Gaia. She asked me how I'm feeling and my opinion on various topics. I didn't expect that from an AI.
That's all thanks to Elizabeth.
It
She
is.
believed Gaia had to care, not just follow her programming orders.
I know.
Yeah.
Independent emotional processing enabled the previous version of Gaia to create you, after all.
That's true.
I guess so.
I'm shocked that she doesn't consider Gaia to be her own mother, if anything. We already asked these questions previously, so
It's
Let's
time
just-
for me to go. I'll
andiamo.
check on you later.
Yeah, sure.
We will. We like you. Though I really want to see conversations between you and Katalo. I would pay to see conversations between you and Katalo. I don't foresee them going super well. Oh, we've got new updates. Okay, guys?
The old ones fed off livestock a little too much for my liking.
Some of them ate more like the Utaru. Called themselves vegetarians.
Still me.
Hey, Aloy. Is everything all right? It seemed like you and Varl were down in that basement for a while.
Yeah, everything's
Nobody
fine,
died.
I guess.
Well, okay. What can I do for you?
Okay, so looks like we've got new updates.
Seems like you're getting a hang of this data thing.
Yeah, it's been helpful.
If you don't break
But I
anymore.
couldn't make sense of anything. I did find the old ones enjoyed a good brew like the rest of us.
Well,
Only they let machines serve the stuff in bars. They even
I've
let
had
the
one.
Damn things cut you off before you saw the underside of a table. And that's half the fun. You won't see me letting a robot serve me a pitcher anytime soon.
I've actually had a few robotically made drinks before. Turned out decent. I mean, obviously the pour counts are going to be accurate, but still.
Are you playing that board game I keep seeing everywhere?
Oh, you mean Strike? Yeah, I'm just trying to get some practice in. Helps take my mind off things. Yeah, it's a Tanakh game. I thought about playing Katalo, but what if he tries to kill me if I win?
Nah, that's fair.
Safe.
Yeah, I don't know. Heard a lot of things about that tribe.
Do I smell ale?
Yeah, where'd you get some?
Over from
Ah,
Scrape.
that's where.
With everything that's been going on, I thought we could all use a drink. Besides, there is nothing that brings people together like a good brew. That's
Yeah, in some
sister
cases.
always said. Anyways,
Oh,
you're more than welcome to have some.
thanks.
Maybe another time.
You need to kind of chill out, though, before your liver
I should
kind of
get
cuts
going.
on you.
Back to reading, I guess. You be careful out there.
I'll try. Before I talk to those two, I think Katalo might have an update about his arm. I hope. Katalo, your
What is
arm.
it?
What about your arm?
What do you think of this place? It must take some getting used to.
It's an efficient center of operations and an acceptable training facility. But
Acceptable.
we could use some more color.
Thank you, I agree. I completely agree.
Have you spoken with Erend at all?
I've had little chance to. I did see him bring some ale from out east.
That stuff's as bitter as salve brush.
You get used to it, eventually. In fact, I wouldn't mind a drink myself.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind sharing.
Yeah. Though he does get a little bit jumpy about you, in particular.
I should get going.
If
I
I can help in
don't
some
do
way,
beer.
say the word.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah. I typically don't tend to do beer. The closest I get, though, there's a locally brewed IPA that's a grapefruit-based IPA called Elvis Juice. And that one I do like pretty decently, but I have to be like in a mood for it.
Aloy,
Hey, how's everything going?
I am well, but Varl
But?
told me Beta's having a hard time adjusting to life here with us. I wish there was something I could do to help.
I'm not sure any of us can.
A tree won't bear fruit in a day.
She
We'll
right.
do our best to make her feel welcome.
Thank you.
The Zeniths did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't
Yeah.
believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To
Thank
deny
you.
our dying bodies to the earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place. It's despicable.
She's right. My God, she's right. I've never heard such a perspective, but she's right. Also, yeah, I don't typically drink a lot of alcohol, so when I do drink, it's like on occasion. So mostly what I'll do is I'll do like honey jack and Coke. So it almost has like almost a vanilla Coke kind of feel. That's
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data you found on something called a museum?
yeah.
From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see and learn from, like you've done here for us. Maybe one day more people will be able to use this place to learn the way we have.
That
Yeah.
sounds crowded, but nice.
Yeah. I like the idea.
Is there anything I can help with around here?
Hmm? Oh no, we're doing fine.
But
You and Varl have been friends for a while.
I
yeah.
think so.
I was wondering, what do you know about his mother?
Oh,
Fierce
That
lady.
bad, huh?
why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but I noticed he avoids talking about his mother.
Recent
She's
problems.
the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw, but she could be pretty harsh at times.
Yeah.
I see. That must have been hard on him. Thank you for telling me. I feel silly not being able to ask Varl directly.
I don't
It
know about it.
happens.
He's probably afraid Sona will scare you off someday.
I'd like to see her try.
She'll like you. You'll fit right in with the family. It's fine.
I should get going.
Good luck on your search.
So, I live in a college town, and from my house right now, there are at least 2 breweries and maybe a place that makes its own wine. Not 100% sure on that one. But the closest brewery is actually a 2-minute walk from my house. The other one's a 7-minute walk in the other direction. I haven't been to either of them. I want to, but I, need a person to go with. Ugh. And my fiance is allergic to alcohol. So he can't go. So I have to find people to go with, and all of my friends have moved away from this town, so it's like, gotta figure something out. She got blasted on 3 sips. Of course. Bar is 2 blocks from your college, yeah. The one I go to frequently, or at least used to go to frequently, like a block from the college. So, yep, I get it.
Hey.
Ours has arcade cabinets in it, though.
Of course.
We have a lot going on here. Okay, so the
It's hard to
Zeniths.
believe we're dealing with the original Zeniths. The same ones that left for Sirius 1,000 years ago.
To live on for so long. It doesn't seem natural.
Because it's not.
That weapon we found where Beta was hiding. Any chance we can use that against them?
Sylens made sure that wasn't an option.
Aww.
Why would he build something to hurt Far's Zenith, yet allow them to capture you?
With Sylens, there's always an angle. We just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
What do you make of this Tilda the Beta was talking about?
Well, the way she described it, I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda wanted something from Beta. Maybe because she's Elizabeth Sobek's clone?
Thank
Or
you.
whatever she wanted, I don't think she got it.
Yeah.
If we knew what it was, maybe we could use it to our advantage somehow.
I don't know. I don't think Tilda and Elizabeth were on the best of terms.
Oh well.
Anymore.
At least we can take some comfort in knowing
I think
the
they used to be
Zeniths don't
lovers.
trust each other.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think they used to be lovers.
How's training?
Discovering something new about our past every day. When we first met, you asked me if I ever wondered what this world looked like when the old ones lived here. I thought it was strange at the time, but a lot has changed since I left the Embrace.
Yeah.
Now I'm just trying to make sense of everything I thought I knew and versus everything I know now.
The change is hard, but it gets easier over time.
I still consider him to be more my equal than the other 2, even though I know that Zoe is way more read up. But, well, I guess this means we're gonna get somebody from the last clan. Oh, hi, baby. Did you want to come sit on my lap? Yeah, Edgar. Edgar, come here. Yeah. Yeah, come on. You want to say hi? Come on, baby. I know what time it is, but do you not want to sit on my lap then? Come on. For at least a little bit. We'll get to a nice good pausing point. We have an Edgar. Hi, baby. Hi. Yeah? Sorry, everybody. Cat break. It's also feed them time, and that's why she came to see me. But if anything, I'm going to let her hang out with me for a little bit. And then I'll end up doing a brief pause screen. But not right now. I just want to get a little bit more of a direction of what we're doing next. Yeah? You good? Just lay on down. Yeah. As long as you're happy, my Edgar. I'm telling you, when I'm making emotes. Edgar's gonna be one if I can figure out how to draw. Yes, I could hire other people to do it, but I want to try drawing myself first.
You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time spent with the Zeniths. To think someone would make a person just to lock them in a room to use when needed, like some sort of tool. Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself for the world.
Thank you.
And yet they have no trouble treating Beta like a slave.
Another reason we have to stop them.
I'm glad he got that angry. I really am.
Did Catalo find his way here?
Zoe picked out a room for him. He's kept to himself for the most part.
He's not much of a talker.
So I've noticed. Tried paying my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For
Of
a
course
second, I
not.
thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You brought up Rost before. I do think about him. You know, he was all I had. And he brought me up the best he could. Not only that, when Hades discovered who I was and sent the Eclipse after me, he sacrificed himself so I could survive. But that seems like ages ago.
Yeah.
So much has happened since. What I'm doing now, I don't think he could even begin to understand it. The Sacred Lands were all he really knew. So I can't let myself dwell on him. Not with everything I have to do.
I understand. Sometimes when I think about my sister, about what she would have become if she had survived the proving, it hurts. And I just need to bury it for a while.
Aw.
But only for a while, Aloy. You can't ignore it forever. Memories always come back. The ones that matter, anyway.
Yeah.
But for now, the mission has to come first.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I should get back out there.
We'll be here if you need us.
Alright. Is there anybody else whose stuff I gotta take care of while I'm running out the door? Or are we set? Oop, that's the wrong direction. Well, on the bright side, this means I get to now override Bellabax. That is interesting about your friend, and I have to think on it. In part because my order of operations of thought first are I'm going to try doing it myself because I want to get better at drawing so this way I can use assets and... What is that? Oh, I've been there. So I can use assets that I make in video games.
I wonder how much snow is going to pile up.
And then the other thing, like the next thought process in the step is my friend that made the art for my channel that I have so far, reaching out and asking her.
I've got something to tell you.
Yeah, sure. What's the rumors? Hi, Edgar. Sorry, I'm really happy about this.
The rebels have been busy.
Of course.
They've set up outposts to the west. And I know the marshals can't deal with all of them, so I'd stay alert out there if I
For you
were
guys, it's...
Thanks for warning.
Don't worry, I'll take out as many of them as...
Outposts might stop the rebels
You
from
good
killing
there?
more of them.
Good there, Edgar?
Maybe I
What's
can
going
lend the
on?
marshals a hand.
Hi, yes? Is everything okay?
Stay alert,
Okay.
soldier.
Goodbye. Okay. Not concerned at all. Yeah. Oh, there's a whole cauldron over here that I wasn't even aware of. And that is where we have to meet Tanala. Sorry, apparently now I have Edgar hair everywhere. Let's get right back in. Oh, I should probably do these things. Hide that. Do this. Do that. Put that there. Okay, cool, great. Like 12 things I have to do every time I try to go do something else. Nobody's there. Well, on the bright side, I'm like super close. We'll get to explore, I guess, more of the world at a later point, but I can just travel to here, I guess. Actually, there's a campfire literally next to me. I'll just use that to travel all the way over here. Might as well. I wish I could teleport to up here and then just glide down. But that doesn't seem like an option for me. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's up on a cliff. This is sort of up on a cliff, so we'll travel to here. Just so that this way I can glide for the longest amount of time without being interrupted. I prefer gliding, so kinda all works out. Ropes won't attach to armor. Oh, now you tell me. Great, just great, wonderfully great.